Hi, I hope this is finding you blessed today. As always, my name is Rob Rell. You can find me at robrell.com. You can find me on Facebook at Rob Rell Blog. The last name is spelled R-O-E-L-L, so it's Rob, R-O-E-L-L.com, Rob, R-O-E-L-L Blog. What I want to talk about today is morning routine. I mentioned it in the past blog post, and I wanted to follow up and provide you with how I handle my morning routine. And I gotta tell you, it's like, I'm just like a lot of you out there that I've always resisted routine. I've gone out of my way to be less than routine, to be spontaneous, and all of those kinds of things. Well, what I've found out from my coaches who really encouraged me, a lot of them have encouraged me to take those things that I need to do on a day-to-day basis and make them a routine. Do them at the same time, at the same point of the day, every single day. And they even go further with it, write it down. When you write it down, that's when everything becomes real. When you write it down, when you schedule it, then it becomes real. And when you're talking about a morning routine, you're really talking about scheduling it. You're talking about doing it first thing in the morning before you do anything else. And when it comes to you, I would highly encourage you to go down that path. Figure out what your routine is going to be, write it down, and schedule it. Do it every day. And don't beat yourself up over the fact that you missed one or two things, but do a little bit of it every day. Pick up a little bit more of it every week until you get to the point where you're doing everything that you want and you need to be doing in the morning. The reason that morning is so critical is that your morning sets you up for your entire day. If you have a good morning, regardless of how you wake up in the morning, if you have a good morning and a good morning routine, you will be so well set up for success for that entire day. I guarantee you, and your life will explode in so many wonderful, wonderful ways. So I'm going to go through to give you some examples of what my morning routine looks like. I'm going to actually show you physically what it looks like. And you can see at the top, you can ignore the title up there, Schedule for Implementation. But this is my morning routine. And you can see I also have a midday routine and I have an evening routine. And I'll go ahead, I'll post this on the blog so that you can download this and you can alter it and make it yours however you want. Not everybody's the same. You can use my routine. I'm more than happy. I would be honored if you did. But my routine works for me and it's always changing. So I would encourage you to get your own routine. It's, start with what you have here and modify it and make it work for you. I've even modified beyond this. I actually just added some things into my morning routine that I will talk about later as we go through this. So let's get into this. It's like I want to share this with you and I want you to see what my morning routine looks like. So first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I do something called balanced breathing. And I don't want to go into that. I'll actually put that link. I learned that from a very good friend of mine and one of my coaches and mentors, Dr. George Pratt. And George taught me to do this balanced breathing thing. It's wonderful. It's a great 2-minute exercise that you can do that will... It just does so much for your mind, body, and soul. You would be amazed at just what this 2 minutes does. If all you do in the day is that 2 minutes, you're going to be miles away from where you are today. And the next thing I do after I do balanced breathing is I do them kind of in concert together. Right after it, I do a minute of grounding. And I know a lot of you may not be into energy and energy work and things like that, but grounding is a great, great principle. And if it's something that you're interested in, send me a private message on Facebook or send me an email. My email is rob@robrell.com. Either way, let me know that you're interested. I could do another blog, or we can connect one to one on a Google Hangout or Skype or something like that, and I can show you what I mean and walk you through just the basics of grounding. It's really straightforward, really easy. So after that, after I've done that basic thing, the next thing I do is hydrate. I wake up every morning, actually before I go to bed at night, to set myself up for success. I go to bed and I make sure I have 32 ounces of fresh water sitting on my counter in the bathroom ready to go. And don't want to get into the particulars of water and whatnot, but it's filtered water. It's better than just tap water. It's not bottled water, but it's filtered fresh water that I leave on the counter, so I know when I wake up in the morning, I get out of bed and I start to down that 32 ounces. I'm not a chugger. I'm not going to sit there and just chug down 32 ounces, but it's part of what I do as I start to go through all of the rest of this. So after that, the next thing I do is myself and my little dog Kella, the two of us, we go for a 45-minute walk every day. This is something new. This is one of the things I just added to the list this morning, but I've been doing it for a week and a half now, I guess. Almost every single day, but the last week I've been consistently doing it every day. We wake up early in the morning. It gets hot here in Texas. It's already 85 to 90 degrees by the time we wake up. And I didn't give you this point. I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. Every single morning I wake up at 6 o'clock so that I've got enough time to get all of this stuff in before I hit the ground running and start on whatever I'm planning for that day. So we go on a 45-minute walk. I always make sure I'm wearing a heart rate monitor. My goal with that 45-minute walk is to be in what's called a fat burning zone with my heart rate, because I'm trying to lose a little bit of fat. I've got a little more belly fat than I would like to have, and I know that's not good for me. I know that I've got indicators of diabetes, and I'm not diabetic yet, but I'm trying to take care of myself. I'm 52 years old. I don't want to feel like I'm 52 years old. I don't want to feel like I'm 70 when I'm 70. I want to feel like I'm 30 and 40 years old and have lots of energy. So 45-minute walk every day with a heart rate monitor, so you can measure it. You can measure your heart rate and keep it in the zone, and you can measure how far you're walking, how long you're walking, all of that fun stuff. And at the end of the day, like any coach will tell you, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And you always want to look for improvement and progress in what you're doing. All right, let's get on to the next thing here. The next thing I do is something that's called rebounding. And more particularly what it's for is a process called lymphosizing. Again, something that's too deep to go into here, but let's just say that you have this system in your body called your lymph system. We all know about your pituitary gland, your endocrine gland, and all of those things that provide your hormones and all of that throughout your body. We know about your skin and your sweat glands. Well, the lymph system is something that adds to that process. So it's kind of on the back end. It's part of your elimination system. And when you're rebounding just 10 minutes every day, that's the beauty of it. You can rebound. I'm sorry, I take that back. 10 minutes twice a day. So I rebound 10 minutes in the morning. I rebound again 10 minutes at night before I go to bed. And it helps me to lymphosize. It gets the lymph moving in my body and helps to clean out the toxins out of my body. So probably said a little bit more than I want to go into there. But again, it's just rebounding. It's really simple. You've seen one of those little personal trampolines. They're about 3 feet across. That's what it is. It's just some simple bouncing on there. And what I do to kind of maximize my time is that's the time when I do my incantations. I do 5 minutes out of the 10 minutes is on my incantations. And then the back end of that, the other 5 minutes, I do some deep breathing exercises. So that's rebounding. And after that, I go into my workout. So my workout today is this group of routines from a gentleman called Pete Egoscue. Pete and his team are based out of Del Mar, California, and they do wonderful things. I meet with my health coach from Egoscue every couple of weeks right now. I'm just getting started with this, about a month in. Ultimately, we'll go to once a month. And we meet for an hour and we look at maybe adjusting what my routine is. But that's about 45 minutes. And the whole idea is to adjust my posture. At the end of the day, like so many things in life, the simple things are what matter for health. And if your posture's not right, doesn't matter how strong you are, doesn't matter how flexible you are, or any of that, the posture is at the core of everything that you do. When your posture's right, you will be as strong as you possibly can be at any moment. You will be as flexible as you possibly can be at any moment. So I've really grasped onto this. I've got a minimum 1-year commitment with Pete and his team to improve my posture and improve my health in the same process. After that, I do, from there, then I go into the regular stuff that everybody would do. It's like I have a light breakfast in the morning, usually make myself some kind of a green smoothie and get that going and down that. And after that, and that usually includes a little bit of what's called Udo's oil, which is essential fatty acids, or I'm sorry, essential fatty oils that your body really, really needs and can't produce on its own. And from there, I also, I like to do 1 to 2 ounces of wheatgrass every day. And so I've invested in that. I grow my own wheatgrass. I juice my own wheatgrass so it's as fresh and as potent as it possibly can be. And it's just amazing what this whole morning routine will do. But that's the extent. Actually, one other thing I do that is not on my list. After I've done all that, the first thing that I do to hit the ground running is really pre-work to that. I sit down every single day before I do any work. Well, even if it's on a Saturday, it's like I sit down and I plan my day. I put down everything that I want to accomplish. I chunk it out into areas like abundance for my financial health, into health-related activities, most of which we've already talked about that I've already done. Whether it's business activities, family activities, friend activities, all of those things I put down and I plan out and I figure out the best way to go about handling that for the day. So there you go. That's my routine. That's my morning routine. I hope you find it helpful. I encourage you to do the same. Again, I will post this. I will post Pete Egoscue's information. I will post Dr. Pratt's information as well. And those will be, all of that information will be on my blog. I can't post the documents on Facebook. So again, I would encourage you to go to my blog, robrell.com. Look for this blog post there. And if you want to know about the new information that comes out from the blog that may not always show up in Facebook, I would encourage you on the first page there, put in your name and your email address. I will use it properly. I will use it in integrity and only to provide you with information about what's going on with me and my and the information that I want to share. So with that, I'm going to close out. I'll give you my information again, robrell, ROELL.com, robrell.blog, ROELL, and rob@robrell.com. Hope to hear from you. I hope you have a wonderful day and you take care. Bye-bye.